So good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. I am a risk taker, and my life has always been about risk. And sometimes I think, my father passed away when he was 60 years old, and that is not an age today. And I wondered, he started Choice, not me. I'm second generation, now it's almost being managed by the third generation. I said, if he was alive for another 10 years, would I be who I am? Or what Choice would be today? He was a conservative person. Said no to most of the things. When I was a kid, Choice was there. And what I heard most of the time was don't do it, don't do it. That's risky. And that's what you see in today's life. I see that in many youth, many families, and many, many situations. Oh, don't do that. That's high risk. But in my case, let me tell you this. I am a risk taker, and it is risk. Assessed, monitored, measured risk is what made whoever I am today. We all need a playbook. We need a storybook to tell our children, to tell our grandchildren, to talk to our communities of what you have done. You don't want to go back empty-handed. You don't want to be a person who don't climb the wall. You need to climb the wall. Somebody needs to put your picture up there. For that, you need to do things that would impact other people's life as well. I don't want to talk too many things, 13 minutes. At the age of 18, I went to Japan. There I learned the wrong things according to many, which is discipline. To me, being on time is not on time. Being early is on time. And I learned that. And I found it difficult to accommodate that lifestyle especially in India. Yes, I went to America in 1986, opened up a subsidiary company there, and yes, grew the business, challenging. I faced a lot of challenges, even today. But today what I want to talk about is my biggest success so far, Choice School. In 1989, something started to haunt me. And I was not anywhere in the vicinity of running a large business group to have extra money to invest into education. In fact, I don't want to go too deep into it. I was not ready for it. But however, it kept on haunting me that I need to do something that I should be remembered for. This morning when I was on a flight, the person sitting next to me is coming to Kerala for 21 days vacation. He's from Israel. So I started a conversation with him. He is a judge. He was a judge for 38 years in Tel Aviv, heading the bench of family disputes. So we started talking about all that. Finally, he asked me, "What do you do, young man?" I was happy to hear that. I am young, by the way. "What do you do, young man?" I said, "I'm an educator." I didn't talk about Tasty Choice. I didn't talk about all that I did, all that I've done. I said, "I'm an educator." Wow. Then we started to talk. You see, my dear friends, and also to students, I want to tell you this. In 1990, if my children were grown up, including Thomas, and if we had a say, I doubt the Choice School would have been here today. Because everybody will say, it's a risk. I'm 11th dropout. I haven't seen 4 walls of a college, leave alone which college I went to. But when I knew that I had to do this, I just went ahead. I was 34 years old when this vision came to me. Today we have created thousands of alumni in different walks of life, all over the world. Including this morning on a flight, I met a couple of them. But the key to me, to my life is, money alone cannot make you a complete person. It is the remembrance and the gratitude. And on top of all this, in 1976 when I went to Japan, 78 when I went to Japan, when I learned the philosophy of being ethical. Japanese are really known to be ethical, generally speaking, and I still deal with them. And on top of that, when I started the Choice School, I must say my hands were tied. I couldn't do things that crossed the boundaries of not being ethical. My decisions had to be taken in a way that it would be justifiable, and hence I walked a difficult path. You see, there are many leaders in this country. Businesses today is more of oligarchy system in India, where 10 or 20 families control 40 to 50% of our GDP. And that's the situation. Now, how do they grow? They all found ways and means to grow their enterprises. I also did try, but my concept of staying within the boundaries of discipline and ethics has definitely curtailed my growth in terms of the number. And that I'm not bothered about that. But what I feel today is, if I was just a frozen food company manufacturing frozen food, distributing it in the US, and if I was just doing some shipping business or maritime business, who would I be the day I go? Today I know for sure, whatever happens, I'll have a decent crowd to send me off because of what I've done. In the field of education, creating young minds to come together and giving an opportunity for them of being courageous. I'm not just a chairman of the Choice School. I'm a teacher at Choice School. I really go down the last mile in dedicating my time for these students. And I don't think they invited me today because they think I own this property. No, I don't. I think it is out of sheer respect. And for them to know who I am, I've been selected as a speaker. I appreciate that. Choice School is a 35-year-old institution today. It is not a JT's enterprise anymore. It is an institution. And I have seen it grow. I have faced challenges. Financially, I could not handle it when I started it. But thank God, by God's grace, my intentions was clear. And I could manage convincing people and believing in me first. The first 43 admissions, I had to solicit. I had to call friends of mine and I said, hey, would you mind sending a student? But I'm sure what they spoke in the kitchen. Who wants to send my kid to a person who has initiated a school, who has not even seen the four walls of a higher education? But that is the biggest success. I hope you'll give me credit for it, for making this institution today what it is, from where it is, where it was. From 43 students, today close to 3,800 with 3 schools together, 500 teachers. And we have been able to create the concept of character amongst our children. I hope my children will agree with this. That is what I have instilled in them. Today when I go to the younger class in the kindergarten, I interact with children. What I tell them is this: be honest. We can create leaders. Business and money and commerce is something that is known to many. But that alone is not the driving factor. You need to have the basis of having the character or possessing that to take it to its final culmination. This institution has created talents, many talents, leaders, and personalities all over the world. And I'm so proud that I could do it. In 1994, when I attempted to start a Choice airline, it actually did not take off because of various reasons. There was a huge news that Choice Group collapsed and that the school was for sale. And that is one of the biggest challenges I faced being at the helm of this institution. Telling people is untrue. And that was so challenging that people did not want to believe it. But I surpassed all that. And then, for my personal, if I had to talk something, I am a person who learns every day. I study every day. I meet people and I ask them questions. I don't hesitate to ask. And that has been one success of mine. So to all the students, to all the youngsters here, I will always say, seek support when in need. Don't keep it yourself. You need to go and ask people, hey, listen, I have an issue. Can you help me in any way you can? And that's what I did all my life, wherever I went. I've dealt with a lot of people in the United States, and wherever I saw an opportunity, I jumped at it. One day somebody came and said, there is good opportunity for starting a factory in Mozambique, in East Africa. I jumped there. I went there. I went to Dar es Salaam. I remember I went there and I probed it. And in 2 years, I started a factory there by investing a huge sum of money by starting a plant. I took people from India. And we created a culture there in Mozambique in bringing women folks who were very conservative women who never wanted to go to work. And that is the biggest human resource job I did in my life. Going to these African homes, talking to these Portuguese-speaking women, French and Portuguese, and getting them to come to work. So I've gone through all this. And I think today I'm a happy man because I'm still learning. My latest hobby that I'm doing is I am full-time into flying school again. Even day before yesterday, I was flying a plane in New York. Because I'm researching, I'm finding what to do because the technology has grown beyond my imagination. In '86, I did my first flying. Everything was analog. Today, the technology has changed. It's digital. It's completely data-based. And I'm a believer in data. I build data, I own data, and when I saw this aeroplane, it was really intriguing. And I said, I must get a license to fly this plane. So I'm a student. The bag I carried today, back with me in the US, from the US, is all books. Because I have an exam to do when I go back. And I'm a student, I'm a child. I'm sitting with a 32-year-old instructor in the US. And he takes me class, and my granddaughter comes and says, Papa, is your teacher coming home today to teach you? I said, yes. Does he scold you? I said, he has all the right to do that if I deserve it, if I have to be scolded at. So what I'm saying is, I believe in technology. I believe in data. I believe in responsible technology. I don't want to go into AI, the merits and demerits of AI. There's no time for it. However, what I want to tell to all of you is, without risk, there is no success. You have to take, I would even say, not even measured risk. I think you got to do what your heart says. You have an idea, go for it. You don't have the capital, find it. Without capital, you can't do anything. But you can create collective capital now. Don't say, I want to own the business. I want to be 100% of control. No, you need to find like-minded people who can invest with you and to take your ideas forward and mitigate the risk to the extent that you can. So listen to all of you. 15 minutes is not enough for me. I have 51 seconds to go. It's a pleasure being here. I wish I could spend more time. However, thanks so much for being here today, and to students of Choice School, to all the organizers of the TEDx function. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope there'll be more opportunities for us to discuss. Think big, think right, take risk, and follow the leaders and follow the people who have showed us success stories in the past. Thank you so much.
I now invite Dylan on stage to present a memento to Mr. Jose Thomas as a token of gratitude.
Thank you, Mr. Jose Thomas. It is a powerful reminder that every great institution and every great TED Talk starts with a single, courageous choice. A wonderful way to set the stage for our evening.